We want to update just a terrible situation unfolding right now near Ola, Arkansas. Evacuations underway because of a wildfire that firefighters are unable to fully contain. And THV's Lisa Hudson has been on scene for several hours this afternoon, and she is joining us live near Ola with the very latest. And Lisa, what's happening right now?
Well, Dawn, we're here on Highway 10 East. We went just as far as they let us go. As you can see right here, we're at a road closure. Officer Nelson is actually manning this closure. But basically what we're seeing is a lot of smoke going down this ridge. We've seen several, as you can see, energy trucks, volunteer fire departments, just several official vehicles that have been traveling through this road closure, just trying to get to the scene. We talked with Officer Nelson earlier. He was telling us there was a little bit difficult because of the terrain and where this fire is located. He's actually talking with some folks as they go in. Officer Nelson told us a few minutes ago that he actually lives about 5 miles from this location. They're basically just trying to make contact with everybody, let them know what's going on, and just trying to really prepare people for what's going on. And Officer Nelson, Officer Nelson, of course, I know you're really busy right now. Exactly. What are you hearing right now?
Yeah, we just came through here. There's nobody there no more.
The only information I've got is now is Old Highway 10, which runs parallel to this, and it's crossed the highway, and they've had a mandatory evacuation on Old Highway 10.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all I know.
So all you're letting through right now is official vehicles?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Volunteer fire department?
Yes, ma'am.
And like we were saying earlier, and I mean, you live just 5 miles from here. Are you worried about your home in this situation?
Of course. Absolutely.
Okay,
I've got family sitting tight until we hear otherwise, but so far so good. Let's hope they get it under control.
Absolutely. And this is a small-knit community. I mean, this affects everybody, right?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. You can tell the people responding how close it is. They're responding from all other agencies everywhere.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Officer. As you can see, just a really difficult situation here in Ola. A lot of people being affected by this fire, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any easier anytime soon. Of course, we'll be on scene to see this all through. We'll see you again here in just a few minutes and at 10 o'clock tonight. Back to you guys.
THV's Lisa Hudson. Obviously a very fluid, breaking and developing situation there in Ola.
We hate everything about slavery, and that's why Obamacare.
In a monumental ruling that impacts the lives of every American, the Supreme Court narrowly upheld President Barack Obama's historic health care overhaul today. Good evening, I'm Craig O'Neill. 5-4. That was the score in today's ruling on the Affordable Care Act. By a vote of 5-4, the court said the act stands. The mandate that requires all Americans have health insurance by 2014 stands. The expansion of Medicaid stands. All of it stands. Now the court says, and their reasoning may not have gone the way that Democrats and the president may have wanted, but the bottom line is it's all here. The whole world is reacting, and at today's THV, we're in the process of trying to determine what it all means to each of us. And we have deployed a small army to try and make sense of all this legal speak. I'm joined by Daniel Wilkerson, who's been talking to whom today?
Dr. Bo Shirley out of Cabot.
Well, I bet he's got some pointed words to say. And of course, Dustin Wilson, who joins us and visited the office that's going to implement this. Who was that?
The commissioner, insurance commissioner, right. Mr. Jay Bradford. And I think the main thing to remember here, Craig, is time. This bill or this law will not be implemented until 2014 into full effect,
right.
And I think that's something that people have to consider over the next few months and over the next year. And right now in Arkansas, there are more than 500,000 uninsured, but the new law will significantly reduce that number over the next few years. Arkansas Insurance Commissioner Jay Bradford sees the benefits of the monumental change in health care.
Didn't get insurance many times if they had some type of a chronic illness. Under the Affordable Health Care Act, everybody who applies will get a standard insurance policy.
Arkansas Insurance Commissioner Jay Bradford believes the new law will drive down the cost of health care.
Well, last night we took you on the hunt for hellbenders, an animal many people don't even know exists, why they're so important, the mission to save their lives, and how the journey takes us across the border into Missouri. Tonight, part 2 of my THV Extra, Raising Hellbenders. The 11-Point River in Randolph County, considered by many to be the most pristine in the Ozarks. A place of beauty, a place of peace. a place home.
We're catching fewer and fewer animals, but more importantly, we're not catching baby animals anymore.
To a big problem. Jeff Brigler is a herpetologist with the Missouri Department of Conservation.
The numbers are dropping. We're not seeing recruitment behind them. So that tells us there's a problem with these animals, and we have to reverse this.
And if you're lucky, just below the surface, you'll see what Brigler is talking about. They're slimy, slippery, live under the rocks, and look like prehistoric creatures. They're also in danger of becoming extinct.
The Museum of Discovery. Not the usual place to get down.
Yeah.
But for these three siblings, it was time for celebration. They are together again to play, to scream, happy to just be kids.
They are so wonderful, energetic. They really need to be in a home that's just nurturing, loving, structured.
Despite the constant reminder that they so desperately need a home, they even have their adoption specialists laughing and smiling. 8-year-old Malia, 7-year-old Marvin, and 4-year-old Maurice.
But first tonight, it's a call our country hears about all the time nowadays, lifting our dependence on foreign oil and using our own natural resources for domestic energy. One answer is starting to play out in southern Arkansas, where companies are exploring the potential for oil far beyond the days of the region's boom times.
In tonight's THV Extra, we take a closer look at the Brown Dense area with THV's Max Siegel, who recently took a trip to Columbia County and joins us live in the Information Center now with more in his follow-up story from early March. Max?
Well, good evening, Craig and Liz. This time around, we wanted to go down to the area and see for ourselves what's going on and the impact this oil exploration is having in Columbia County in southern Arkansas. It's an area for years that survived on natural resources, with oil now getting a possible second chance for a comeback.
Yeah, this is the only place to be.
On a warm, sunny day, you'll often find J.L. Jean relaxing on his patio at home in the tiny town of Atlanta in Columbia County. Enjoying some laughs with family and friends at the home where he was born 84 years ago.
I wouldn't live anyplace else.
A place crawling with pastoral beauty and facing a future with a possible return to the past.
Never in my life I'd ever see it again. There's been a lot of drilling back here in the 50s and the 60s.
I've been coming out here off and on since the park opened.
Two Rivers Park's new pedestrian bridge opened in July of last year. A nice addition to the natural state, but this view, not so natural. Storm debris washed down river from a marina during a 2011 storm, still not cleaned up after 1 year.
It detracts from the beauty of the park.
For joggers like Pryor Robertson of Little Rock, litter is a distraction. He called the Corps of Engineers.
They told me that some things were going on behind the scenes. They couldn't really discuss it.
But we discussed it with lots of folks, with the owners of the marina, as well as city, county, and federal officials.
There was some debris in the approach of the lock chambers, and we have since cleaned that up.
It's 5 o'clock, rush hour.
The more traffic, the better.
And outside the Little Rock Air Force Base,
This is just my way to say thank you.
Joe Sachs is greeting drivers.
I want to get my messages out to the most people I can.
A Cabot man on a mission with a simple but powerful message.
I just thought it would be really cool to do something where I gave instead of I took.
So he stands with the cause a few nights a week as hundreds of servicemen and women pour out of the base.
Completely outside of my box.
The idea blossomed after hearing his pastor's sermon on being bold and giving back.
It's pretty brazen crime spree and pretty dangerous. We're actually pretty lucky that nobody got killed during this.
So on October 3rd, Little Rock police got a call to the corner of 9th and I-30.
They had an individual that was carjacked.
A short time later, another call, this one to Sweet Home on Neely Road.
An individual was out working in his yard. Subject pulled up and fired at him with a shotgun and struck and injured him.
Witnesses described a Hispanic male with a shotgun in both instances.
You know, we looked at it as trying to put the two together, but at that point didn't have a whole lot of suspect information to go with.
And then last Thursday, another carjacking, this time on Antler Way in Sherwood. And a few moments later,
we had an incident where we had another.
Well, today marks Disability Awareness Day in Arkansas, and as part of the celebration at the state capitol, a choir that travels the state, and most of the singers have a disability. THV's Pam Bacom emceed the event and has the story tonight. Pam?
Well, Liz, I had a chance to introduce this group as the entertainment portion of today's event. The choir is made up of people of different ages and disabilities. Everyone is accepted as long as they sing their hearts out.
Deep river. To sing a solo in front of a crowd.
Mentoring Week for Arkansans with Disabilities wrapped up on Friday. And I had a chance earlier this week to watch a Pulaski Tech culinary arts student sharpen her trade at one of her favorite restaurants.
You can see this whole dining room has got whites on the table, so we know it's lunchtime, right? I'm a certified trainer. I'm also culinary trained. Guest services, we are looking for people who can connect with our guests. You can tell what time they came in. This is dinner over here. Very cool, huh? Yeah.
Yes, very.
Oh, yeah.
We all know words can be powerful and sometimes harmful, and there's a push around Arkansas to use people-first language. Advocates for people with disabilities say it's the proper and most respectful way to address someone with a disability.
And just in going into public restaurants, you can kind of hear those words or see those negative words transpiring.
Although Veronica Tess Myers is accustomed to hearing labels about her son, she makes it.
Now, the difference. Today's THV at 6.
A charter school whose license renewal is in doubt. I'm Craig O'Neill, and coming up, the nightmare struggle ahead of Dreamland Academy.
I'm Liz Massey, and after months of investigating, finally some answers into who's responsible for the debris on the Little Maumelle River. Ahead in your local news, the large fine one man could face, and how much longer will the debris remain?
And I'm Mark Edwards. Coming up in sports, is state baseball championship weekend. Bryant Hornets going for yet another title. Highlights forthcoming.
And I'm Dawn Scott. It is an annual tradition in West Little Rock. It is the 28th annual International Greek Food Fest, and I'll be here live for the rest of this hour. We hope you'll come out and join us. Also, I'm going to tell you how all the money raised here goes to help Central Arkansas charities. It's coming up.
I'm Ed Buckner in the Weather Garden. Another 90-degree day for Central Arkansas and another day without rain, but that could change over your weekend. The details are coming up.
But first, our top story, metal thieves strategize to steal catalytic converters out of vehicles. The criminals use detailed measures to rip off car owners and businesses for precious metals. THV's Dustin Wilson joins us with more.
That's right, Craig. Jerry Butler thought moving his company near I-30 would help business, not hurt it. 2 nights ago, metal thieves broke into his lot, damaged his property, and got away with catalytic converters. The easy access for business turned into an easy escape for criminals. With thousands of cars driving by his business on I-30, Jerry Butler knew he would need to protect his livelihood.
I've got a fence. I've got an alarm for the inside of my facility. I've got cameras on the outside. We're well lit.
Despite his efforts, criminals still broke into Express Auto Services Wednesday night and took off with 8 catalytic converters. Butler says for precious metals.
You got zinc, you got platinum, you got titanium, you know, different metals like that. And of course, you go to any jewelry store, you spend $200 or $300 for a ring. Just imagine a catalytic converter that weighs 30, 40, 50 pounds.
The thieves first came here to the back of the property. They cut a hole in this fence, then they busted the lights and the cameras out. In all, Butler says the crime cost him more than $10,000.
They were able to spend anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, you know, in the dark, cutting anything they wanted off any vehicle they've got. Of course, they know which vehicles the catalytic converters are worth more on.
Tracking this kind of theft is challenging. Most criminals destroy serial numbers and identifiers.
Most of the time they're cut up. So that makes it difficult for us. Is we have to be able to find the victim, where the metal came from, in order for us to make an arrest.
Butler says scrap yards who buy the stolen metal end up with the most gain.
You have an individual running up down the street, pulls in with 8, 10, 12 of these catalytic converters, you know, that's not even in this line of work. Where does he get them? You know, who's asking the questions?
According to the police report, 2 men were caught on surveillance video, but their identity cannot be determined. Butler tells me his insurance company is working on taking care of the damage and theft of property, but either way, the company loses time. Craig.
All right, thank you, Dustin. Lieutenant Hastings says the theft task force checks frequently with scrapyards to see if there are suspects.
New developments in the Arkansas River debris problem THV has been following for months now. The owner of one marina in West Little Rock now given a timeline to clean it up. And THV's Lauren Clark joins us now in the Weather Garden with more on this story tonight. Lauren.
Good evening, Liz. Senator Mark Pryor sent us this copy of the letter that the Army Corps of Engineers delivered to the owners of the River Valley Marina just yesterday, basically saying clean up or pay up. The marina suffered serious damage in a flood last year and still has not picked up all of the pieces. Just today, men zipped by on their fishing boats, dodging the large obstacles, including parts of houseboats and docks. The letter comes after numerous complaints from citizens and officials. Now, the owners of that marina must submit a plan by June the 8th for what they'll do about the mess, how and when they will clean it up. And if not, they will face a penalty of $27,500 in addition to the cost of cleaning it up. And now the owner of the marina would not speak on camera today and referred us to her attorney. The attorney wouldn't comment on camera either, but did send us a copy of the lawsuit he filed against the marina's insurance company, which they say is refusing to pay for the cleanup. I also spoke with a representative from the Corps of Engineers who says they have been patient and are trying to be considerate, knowing that this is a very expensive, a big expense for a small business. Also, some of that debris is boats, and they are still investigating whether the boat owners will be responsible for that expense. We will keep you all updated. Liz.
Definitely, Lauren. Thank you. We've got all of our stories on this topic, along with the marina's lawsuit they filed in this case, and you can find those on our website, today'sthv.com. Meanwhile, Benton Police Department looking for 43-year-old Kenneth Wayne Jansky. Jansky has an outstanding felony warrant for aggravated assault from May 13th. Detectives believe Jansky to possibly be in Hot Springs or Cabot. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of the suspect, call Benton Police Department at 778-1171 or 315-TIPS.
Dreamland Academy Charter School may soon be no more. The Arkansas Department of Education is recommending the state board shut it down. The school is up for renewal next month, but findings in an audit could revoke that charter. THV's education reporter Pam Bacom joins us now with more. Pam.
Craig, the school held a rally today during its annual Fun Day. Parents, teachers, and students are trying to keep the charter school open, but they're battling a scholastic audit showing numerous problems. Now, at least one school board member and the superintendent is wondering if race is playing a factor in Dreamland being singled out. Dreamland Academy's board member, Imani Sublet, is fighting to keep her son and granddaughter's school open.
Because these children are in a low social or economic crime-infested area.
She helped organize petitions and a rally Friday after the state scholastic audit in March of Dreamland Academy.
That scholastic audit was biased and it was prejudicial.
The school fought a potential shutdown in 2008 because of finances, which have since been corrected. Now, the current audit is a sea of red, which denotes little or no development in all 9 standards. This includes curriculum, class evaluations, instruction, school culture, community support, professional growth, leadership, fiscal resources, and comprehensive planning. The state conducted a comprehensive review a few weeks later, which says the district is not teaching the required minutes for PE, and there's no proper documentation of its SMART Core curriculum policy. Superintendent Brentley Clark says it's frustrating because the audit doesn't reflect her school.
If there was no principal or superintendent or no board for 5 years, then there was no leadership. If there was no books, no curriculum design, no children learning, no teachers, no progress at all, then I'd expect to see that the curriculum was an issue.
Clark met with State Senator Joyce Elliott Friday for the first time to discuss the charter's potential shutdown. Elliott says she doesn't have an opinion yet if the school should remain open.
And obviously there was a reason Dreamland was ever chartered. And so I think we need to look back at that.
Board member Imani Sublet says the state may be targeting Dreamland because of its racial makeup.
Since 2006, they have shut down predominantly African-American charter schools.
Arkansas Department of Education Seth Blomley denies that's the state's mission. Instead, he points to the audit.
per policies regarding library book checkout. There were no policies regarding class schedules.
But talk to the kids and you'll hear they love their school.
And Dreamland Academy is accredited, but Blomley says that was a mistake. The Arkansas Department of Education sent the charter school this letter on May 15th that says it should have revoked accreditation after the March review. But since it's the department's fault, it will still recognize its accreditation. Craig.
All right, Pam, thank you. The state board meeting is June 11th, and the state has shut down 5 charter schools. 2 were predominantly African American. Former teacher and staff unions for the Pulaski County Special School District have given a unanimous vote of no confidence toward Superintendent Jerry Guess and Department of Education Commissioner Tom Kimbrell. This comes after Dr. Kimbrell announced earlier this year that PCSSD would no longer recognize the 2 unions and their contracts. PACT and PASS are petitioning Governor Beebe to intervene. They claim that earlier this month, teachers in the district received new contracts that were reduced by thousands of dollars, while the superintendent and other administrators did not take pay cuts at all. Still ahead, Ed Buckner is warming up for his first pitch tonight at the Travs game. His pregame ritual, a check of your extended forecast.
And they are man's best friend, but they also help save lives. At 6:33, THV's Max Siegel reports from Russellville on a group of dogs that are some of the bravest in the country.
And I'm Dawn Scott, live at the 28th Annual International Greek Food Festival. This is the line right now for one of the food markets. And folks are, of course, getting all their yummy treats, the baklava and the gyros. And let's hear it, guys, in the tent. I'll do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. There you go. We'll have much more from this fantastic festival in West Little Rock coming up later in the show.
You're watching The Difference. Today's THV at 6.
Come on. Rock and fire. You can do it, Ed. Come on, Ed. Come on, Ed. Come on, Ed.
Hey,
Put
we're
rock
on TV.
Come on, here we go. Steve Ride.
That's not bad for you having a left-handed glove. Hey, everybody, don't mind us. Me and Craig are just playing a little ball.
Rock and fire. Put it right there, Ed. Ow.
That was a little low.
A little bit low, ball.
A little bit low. Okay, you can't even throw it back to me.
Nuh-uh. Come on, babe.
A little high. Oh. All right.
Pass ball.
That was a lot of fun. He can't even catch it. Don't throw it at me. Okay, you throw it. I get to throw out the first ball at the Travs game. I'll be there in about 45 minutes. Hope to see you out there. The forecast looks pretty good.
Lucky kid.
All right, thanks a lot, Craig. Let's start you off with what it looks like with Live View Max radar. We've got a little bit of shower activity, maybe even a thunderstorm down in Lincoln County. Craig, get the right size glove next time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, quit throwing the knuckleballs.
Lincoln County seeing some rain. Take a look in central Arkansas. I guess I don't need that anymore. Central Arkansas is pretty dry right now, but the storm has formed along Highway 65. Also, there's some shower activity in Bradley County, but that's really dissipating, so not a whole lot left of that. But right over Grady, extending back into southeastern Jefferson County, pretty strong thunderstorm, some lightning here and some heavy rainfall, and this is the past hour. It's really not moving at all. It's just kind of drifting off to the north and northwest. Today's numbers, another warm one. 90 degrees our high, just same as yesterday. 63 the low. North Little Rock, 89 the high temperature today, and our yearly rainfall deficit continues to grow. We need some rainfall. Probably not going to see a whole lot anytime soon. Right now, the temperature is blank. No temperature showing up here or anything. Had a little system malfunction earlier. The temperature is about 88 degrees. It's 88 also in the weather garden. So Little Rock's missing right now, 89 in Russellville, still 91 in Arkadelphia, 88 in Stuttgart, 88 also in Batesville. Central Arkansas hovering in the upper 80s as well. First pitch forecast, again, not my first pitch. The official first pitch is at 7:10, 86 degrees and partly sunny skies. Travs taking on Northwest Arkansas tonight. So mostly clear, above normal temperatures, 66 for our overnight low with a light south wind. For your Saturday, the weekend's looking okay. We will see some moisture and some humidity and maybe some isolated rain chances late Saturday. Sunday, though, looks to be a little bit better. 91 our high temperature on Saturday. Sunday, 88. As the clouds roll in, the rain chances pick up a little bit. 88 our high temperature. That front's going to slowly move into the state Monday and Tuesday and then kind of wash out. But regardless, because there's a front in the state, we will keep rain chances in the forecast at 30 and 20% both Monday and Tuesday. Stay with us. We're back, and I'm going to warm up some more.
Today's THV is sponsored by Baptist Health.
THV in your town, and we are back out West Little Rock. Don Scott live at the Greek Food Festival.
Don Scottalopoulos.
Oh, Don Scottalopoulos.
Oh, well, you guys are killing me. Check this out. It's where it's all beginning. These volunteers are cooking up some of the best chicken for the Euros. Let's hear it.
Yes, we are. Come on down. We're open till 9:30. We got the best food in town. It's for a great cause. We'd like to see all of you down here today.
Oppa! All right, not only food, but the dancers have taken stage at the 28th Annual International Greek Food Festival. Super fun out here, guys. Take a walk with me, and I'll kind of show you what they've got. Stuff for kids all over the place. There's ice cream, there are tents for kids, and we've got the blow-up jumpy houses. And right over here, there's bubble machines going, and we've got some face painters over here. Super sweet girls doing this. And I met Holly earlier. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
She was going to paint my face, and we started talking about what we should do here. And we were thinking maybe THV, but in Greek. So did you find the letters?
I found letters similar, so I'm just going to do THV and make it look Greek.
Okay, we'll get started.
Okay.
And tell us, Holly, is this the first year that you've volunteered here?
Yes, ma'am, it is. This is my first year doing Greek Food Fest. I'm doing it for my school. I go to PA, and they kind of hold like volunteer opportunities, so that's what I'm doing this year.
I'll let you start painting. And one of the things that I learned about this festival, really cool, is that over the past 28 years, they've raised over $1 million to Central Arkansas charities. And some of the charities this year that, here I go. Hope it looks okay. I trust you, Holly. Some of the charities that they're benefiting, Easter Seals, I'm trying to be still, also Youth Home. And I know that one of the groups that you're involved with, tell us a little bit about the community group that you were telling me earlier. One of the groups that you're helping out here at the Greek Food Festival, Centers for Youth and Families.
Oh, yeah, we just kind of, the whole Greek Food Fest thing kind of raises money, and we give it to them. So I guess that's where all the food money goes to. The face painting and everything is free just for the kids and everything, but then the food goes to that.
All right, I'll let you finish. How's it look?
It's looking pretty good. I got the tea.
Craig, Liz,
right now.
You got to tell me what it looks like here.
Well,
it's beautiful.
It's tough.
Well,
to
we've got
face.
a Greek T going.
Well, you can't face
And then
paint.
I guess an H and a V, huh?
While you're talking, you can't face paint.
I know, I'm trying to be quiet.
That's a degree of
Live
difficulty
TV.
that they don't teach.
She's doing a good job, though.
Oh, she is. Oh, that's beautiful.
You know, we'll be out here till 9 o'clock tonight. There's also a drive-through, which we're going to show you a little bit later in the show. So if you don't have time to actually come to the festival, you can drive through to get some of these yummy treats. The baklava, so good. And I know our photographer already had one of the gyros, super yummy.
I'm surprised
The
he had
spanakopita. All right, there we go.
Let's see. Oh, it looks good.
Oh,
She's
great.
doing a good job.
THV. Isn't that clever? Never take it off, Dawn. Never take it off.
She's doing a good
We'll send
job.
it back to you. We'll see you a little later in the show.
Beautiful.
All right. Thank you, Dawn. Good job out there.
Turning the other cheek to get our TV station on. The state baseball finals are going on this weekend in Fayetteville. Mark Edwards here with more.
Yeah, both Bryant, their boys and their fast-pitch girls softball team playing for state titles this weekend.
Wayne County,
One of them's already done.
Yep.
And we'll tell you about it a little later in the show. We'll also have Wes coming up from Benton. Stick around. Stanford University is seeking a new athletic director. Jeff Long's name has been in the mix. Long quieted the rumor mill today by issuing a statement. To paraphrase, he says he can't be responsible for what others say or think, but he is not interested in leaving the University of Arkansas. That's good news for Razorback fans. Meanwhile, this is good news as well. The Hogs, or the Diamond Hogs, trying to take the series in Tennessee with a win tonight. At last check, it was 1-0 in the third. Cade Lynch on the bump has only given up one hit so far. Of course, we'll have highlights coming up tonight at 10. Head coach Gus Malzahn once befriended a high school coach from Texas. Since then, he's become his mentor. Now the understudy has become one of the highest paid offensive coordinators in college football. And after a decade, they are still coming along with their friendship, still talking X's and O's. Coach Malzahn and Chad Morris coached high school football a combined 30 years, but it was during Chad's time as a struggling seasoned coach in high school that their relationship actually began.
So I flew our offensive staff up to watch him in a state championship game and to get an idea. And at the time, Gus really didn't know me. He didn't believe me. He thought I was trying to steal some of his stuff, I guess. I don't know. But after I met with him, talked with him, and I just shared my genuineness that, you know, if I go 6-4 again at Stephenville, I'm not going to have another job. And I'm asking you for some help. And he opened up his arms for me. And
must be nice to fly the entire coaching staff up. Ayanna Crystal will have more on this unique friendship tonight at 10. Big news today concerning the SEC. The Big 12 and the SEC, or Southeastern Conference, have announced a deal that will pit their football regular season champions against each other in a bowl game for 5 years, beginning in 2014. If one or both of the league champions are selected to play in what is expected to be a 4-team national championship playoff, another team will be selected for the Big 12 and SEC matchup. Specific details, including host sites and the name of the bowl, will be announced at a later date. And by the way, an update on that Bryant Rogers Heritage score. Bryant wins 4-2. Congratulations to them.
All right, congratulations. Thank you, Mark. Well, still ahead on today's THV at 6, it is a story that has been the top searched item online for several days. Flesh-eating bacteria. What is it? Well, we were curious ourselves, and we'll have that story at 6:29. And Facebook is where millions go online to interact with friends. But how friendly did investors get today on Wall Street? The latest on their public debut at 6:44. And we'll check in on THV in your town. Our very own Don Scott in Little Rock visiting the Greek Food Festival. We'll tell you how this free festival supports so many charities right here in Central Arkansas. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're watching The Difference. Today's THV at 6.
Welcome back. It is the talk of the nation right now. The flesh-eating bacteria. The medical term for it is necrotizing fasciitis. While extremely rare, it can leave patients disfigured or even kill them. So with the scare that's sweeping the nation right now, I went to Dr. Robert Bradsher at UAMS to learn more about it.
Most commonly, it would be Group A streptococcus, an organism that's found in a number of people that causes strep throat, but sometimes it can get to skin in areas that have had an abrasion or a deep cut. Other organisms would include Aeromonas and Vibrio or a few others.
What are the symptoms?
Symptoms are primarily high fever and a lot of pain, even more pain than you would think at the site of the infected lesion. Typically it would be with an abrasion or a cut, but it could be from blunt trauma as well.
How does the flesh-eating bacteria affect victims then?
The flesh-eating bacteria, the Group A strep, would cause a invasive infection that would actually destroy some of the underlying structures called the fascia that holds the skin and subcutaneous tissue together.
But why does it affect, I guess, some patients more severely than others?
You know, we really don't know that. There are people that would go swimming in a pool and one person might get a cut and get this disease, and others that would be there at the same time would have no evidence of it. So it probably has to do with the amount of injury to the skin or to the subcutaneous tissues that occurred, and then perhaps not seeking care for it like they should do.
How common is this?
It's hard to know because it's not a reportable disease to the health departments or to the Center for Disease Control. I've seen estimates of maybe 1,000 cases a year in the United States. We certainly see it here. It's not terribly common, but it occurs.
Can you prevent it, or how do you protect yourself?
The best prevention for this disease or protection would be to make sure that you address any time you have a scrape or a cut that bleeds, so that it's not just left alone, but it's actually cleaned with soap and water. And if there's progression, if there's really a lot of pain, if there's a fever, then you would want to seek medical attention.
What do you want to say to people that, I guess, are very worried and concerned about this?
Well, what I would say to the people very concerned is that it is very, very uncommon. And sometimes when there's one case, there would be more publicity about it. So that might be part of it. But the fact is that if you have a cut or a abrasion that bleeds a lot and you've been exposed to soil or water, then you'd want to make sure that it's cleaned very properly. You want to do that for your children if they have a scrape or a cut, not just leave it unattended. If there's fever.
Now, Dr. Bradsher says that this disease spreads just as fast as gangrene. For example, a foot could be barely infected, but 6 to 10 hours later would need to be amputated.
All right, thank you, Liz. This past week, the U.S. Army announced an investigation into how its medical facilities have diagnosed post-traumatic stress disorder and other behavioral health issues since 2001. The military wants to ensure that soldiers suffering from a behavioral health illness were not denied appropriate medical retirement benefits. The Army will conduct evaluations at every one of its medical centers. Retired Army Colonel and former commander of the 39th Infantry Brigade, Mike Ross, says PTSD is an issue many soldiers fail to admit.
It's all right to say you've got a problem. You've got a problem. You've got a problem. I don't care if it's a broken arm or it's a mental health issue. And anybody that goes over there, does what we did, sees what we saw, and experience those experiences, it doesn't bother you. I'm concerned with it.
Ross says 5 soldiers from the 39th committed suicide after returning home from Iraq, and he's glad the Army is taking such a careful review. They're an extra set of eyes, ears, and noses helping law enforcement with search and rescue cases arise.
And this weekend, canines and their handlers from all over the country are training right here in Arkansas.
KTHV's Max Siegel has the story new tonight at 6 from Russellville.
Good evening from Old Post Park here in Russellville, where this weekend it's literally going to the dogs. Specifically, though, search and rescue canines like Baxter here. He's going to be a busy guy this weekend, working with 18 other dogs from across the country. They're taking part in drills and exercises to beef up their skills this weekend with their handlers.
Watching.
It starts with a little playing and getting to know the target.
I'm ready.
The target takes off running, and copycats off to find him.
Go.
The 18-month-old Labrador from southwest Missouri is new to search and rescue training, but making strides.
Each time she's growing a little bit, and I don't think she'll ever be that excitable dog, but she'll be very methodical in her trailing.
Handler Dana Camelor says in the field training here and networking, 2 valuable pieces to grow on.
Training weekend allows you to talk and to share your experiences and your trials and tribulations with other handlers, and you just don't get that at a lot of seminars. Great work.
Rose from Ohio also getting in on the training this weekend with her handler Mike Bird, partners for 3 years now. They're off to find this boy on a playground after getting his scent of his cap left by a tree. After a few minutes of running around,
what do you think?
Rose narrows in on the boy.
You want to be able to follow the current and the precious trail to that subject in the quickest manner.
A mission Bird hopes gets stronger for Rose with drills like these, and for himself,
being able to read the dogs a little bit better. I mean, it's just something that takes a lot of time.
Mutual education for everyone here, from beginners all the way up. In Russellville, Max Siegel, today's THV.
You can bet this is going to save lives. This is the 13th year for this training program in Russellville, which runs through Sunday.
And there are Arkansas canines who participate as well, and volunteers from Arkansas's Civil Air Patrol. Ed?
Hey guys, it's a nice night out in the Weather Garden, and a nice night to take in some Traveler baseball. Throwing the first pitch out in about 20 minutes or so. Next, I'm going to be here with your forecast. That's coming. Well, we've been watching a few showers and thunderstorms in southeast Arkansas this afternoon. A lot of that activity has died out, and it's only southeast Arkansas. Look at the state. Everything's quiet. Everything's dry. A few clouds out there. It's really a decent evening. It's a little warm, and some of that heating and humidity has led to these thunderstorms. And this is the past 2-hour time lapse of a storm that formed in Lincoln County and just kind of drifted into southeastern Jefferson County, but it's really dying out fast. And that'll be the case. If any others develop, they'll die out rather quickly, and they'll all be pretty much done at sunset. So another hour or two in southeast Arkansas, a chance for rain. 90 was our high today. Another day at 90. 89 in North Little Rock after a morning low of 65. Forecast lows tonight about where they've been, maybe a degree warmer. Lower to middle 60 statewide, 63 Russellville, 62 Mount Ida and Arkadelphia, 67 in Stuttgart, 66 tonight in Monticello. And then highs on our Saturday approaching 90. The past couple of days, these models have been saying 88 and 89. but I'd add a degree to these numbers wherever you live. 86, maybe 87 in Mount Ida. Arkadelphia will probably get to 90 tomorrow. Same thing in Searcy. Overnight, mainly clear skies after sunset, and we will see a low of 66, continuing with the above normal temperatures. And for Saturday, a nice day, a little warm, obviously, 91, but that goes with the territory as we head toward late May. More sun than clouds and a south wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. The rest of your extended outlook shows rain is in the forecast this weekend. It looks like the better chances will come in Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, and then last into Monday and Tuesday. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Ed. It is time for your word of the day to win a $100 gas card thanks to Shell. All you have to do is text the word gas to 25543 for your chance to win one of $300 gas cards we're giving away today.
You can also visit the contest section at today'sTHV.com to enter. Again, the word today is gas.
Well, what does Bono from U2 have to do with Facebook after today? It's a lot. That story ahead and what's trending today.
And a fair warning for everyone at home. You might not have much of an appetite left after our next story. So finish your dinner. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
In your national news tonight, new video of Trayvon Martin just minutes before he was shot to death, police say, by Neighborhood Watch volunteer George Zimmerman. Late last night, Florida prosecutors released this surveillance video from a 7-Eleven store. You can see the 17-year-old Martin purchasing Skittles and a drink on the night of February 26. Zimmerman, who's charged with second-degree murder, claims the shooting was in self-defense. Prosecutors also released their discussion with Martin's girlfriend as she recalls a cell phone conversation just minutes before the teen's death. And in Louisville, it was like the Wild West in Kentucky Thursday. 2 different shootings left 3 people dead and 3 more injured, part of one of the incidents caught on tape.